The Notebook by Nicholas Sparks is a story drenched in the romance and rhythms of the South. But the director of the movie version brought a different rhythm to the project.
Here we go.
Nick likes to explain everything from a kind of Brooklyn point of view, you know, which adds a whole different sort of freshness to it, you know.
It's loose. It's loose around here.
It's very rare that his volume level is at a normal speaking level. It's usually airing towards screaming. And that's when he's just talking about something that he likes. I mean, he's just so enthusiastic, and he's screaming at you, and he's just so excited about everything, and he's just a great energy on set.
We play piano, can we kiss you next?
You know, it's great, because if it doesn't work, he says, remember that thing I said? Never mind, it sucks.
Yep. Remember what we were talking about? The most important thing in the scene is to have some fun, and to not pretend like we're having some fun. And if we don't feel like we're having fun, it'll be a big, miserable hold down.
You're trying to sort of root yourself in this Southern deal, and Nick comes in, and I think it's the Brooklyn Bridge, you know, that's great.
Nick's father was actor-director John Cassavetes, one of the pioneers of independent filmmaking. In the 50s, 60s, and 70s, John and his wife, the brilliant actress Jenna Rollins, collaborated on numerous projects.
My late husband and I made a lot of our pictures and shot a lot in our own home. So very often it'd be cameras up, cables, and the children be getting up, having breakfast, going to school, stepping over things from their bedroom. They were there all the time, and I don't think that they had any awe of filmmaking, but they did develop a love of it.
So how did a city boy whose last film was a gritty, politically charged, emotional thriller end up shooting a love story in South Carolina? Even the producers weren't sure he would want to do the movie.
And when New Line approached me, saying that would I be interested, and maybe it was, you know, not my cup of tea because it was too much about love, I said, what are you talking about? All my movies are about love.
All right, smell, buddy?
Nick could have done a bunch of other things, and instead he decided to make something like this, which, you know, you're sort of setting yourself up for, you know, scrutiny.
What's that? Action?
Well, go slow. I don't want to have to take advantage of you.
Good. Last one. And that's it.
It's hard to say, look, here's two kids. They thought it was real. Life happened in between, and how do they pull it together? And that's what the movie's about.
Cassavetes also knew that his urban background would give him a fresh perspective on places like Charleston and Georgetown.
There's an old adage of movie makers, you don't see your own hometown. If you want to shoot a story that's indigenous to your own hometown, a foreigner will come in and shoot it way better, because they see the beauty of yours, which you're callous to because, you know, you're used to it, you take it for granted.
Cassavetes changed the story's setting from North Carolina to South Carolina to take advantage of the scenery. But there was one problem with the beautiful locations.
It's a cold day in the South.
Most of The Notebook takes place in the summer, but the film was shot in the fall and winter. That meant Cassavetes had to get a little extra commitment from his actors.
And I went to him and I said, look, I ain't gonna lie to you, it's cold out here today, and I'm gonna get you wet a few times.
This is the exciting part, the hot tub. I think it's supposed to keep us warm in between takes, but we're so far out there that I don't think we're gonna get back in very often to sit in the hot tub.
Nick didn't want to leave his actors out in the cold, so he made the commitment to ride along with them in the boat.
I was a young actor myself for many years, and you're always asked to do so many ridiculous things.
Now, if we're lucky and we do this right, we shoot her side of the coverage. We leave Ryan in the trailer, keep him warm so he's dry and ready to come out like this so we don't have to reset him or anything. I'll ride the boat opposite her. But when the director's sitting opposite of her, how do we keep him dry? That's the most important question of the day.
Actors sometimes get a bad reputation for being difficult, but I think it's just a reaction to being forced to do too many things that are artificial and asked always to be genuine. So an actor's director, I think, is just somebody that is sympathetic to the process that actors have to go through.
You know, directing in show business is all champagne and premieres and movie stars. It's one kind of big, glorious life. I'm sure I'm happy that I chose this field.
Okay, moving out.
I expect a lot out of my actors. I give them a lot and I expect a lot. That being said, these two kids are very, very tough. And as one of the crew members says, they're as tough as firemen.
He kind of inspires some kind of like military allegiance or something. You know, everyone sort of really wants to work and get it right, and he makes sure that everyone has a good time.
Very nice.
It's the notebook. It's the crazy notebook.
He's great. He's just a big kid. You know, I like him a lot. You know, he's very confident in what he wants and knows what he wants. And, you know, growing up in that family, I think he's probably been in it all his life. And I think he's a fine director, and he knows just about how much to talk to actors.
And then, James, if you can go. Yeah.
I love this director, both as a director and as a son. He's wonderful.
There we go. Very nice. And that's a cut.
The similarity between his father and him is that they actively love actors.
If you were, you could go here. This is where it is.
Nick's a little tougher about holding you to the exact line, the words, but he creates a very, very nice climate for acting.
Cut it. Tell me it was perfect. Right here. There. Good. That's it.
He understands where you are. He understands what you're going through and having to hit your mark and do all this other stuff. And then on top of that, worry about making the scene work.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and going back here, Buzz, on cue.
His approach is, you know, you can't ask for anything better than that if you're an actor, because it's all about the humanity and creating these organic moments and everything. And he's really great about that. He gives you the time and, you know, and say, you know, if something feels weird, he'll say, you know, change it, do this, say this. You know, we're putting this on the big screen for people to look at, and it's got, you know, you're going to be on a 70-foot, you know, screen. It's like, it better be real.
Are you breaking up with me? Please don't do this. You don't mean it. Oh, hell, well, if you're gonna do it, why wait until the summer ends, huh? Why don't you just do it right now? Huh? Come on. Come on. Do it. Do it. He says it's never enough. If you think it's too much, go even further. He said that to me when I had to slap Ryan. Don't hold anything back. Yeah, just let it all out. He just encourages me to be really brave.
You approach every actor differently. You approach every person differently. And you approach each person differently each time you need something different from them.
Yeah, basically it was perfect. What happens is when you come here, you just walk straight on through it.
Don't stop. When he said, okay, Mom, action. And the first time I heard that, I about fell out of a chair. I thought it was so cute.
Mom.
Yeah?
I liked what you were doing in that.
Nevertheless, some of the actors had to get used to Cassavetes' style on set.
He doesn't use a monitor, which is so strange. When I first heard he doesn't watch from a monitor, I was like, oh, God, I don't know if I can have a director that close to me. I'm so used to having him around the corner and in the back and all that stuff, and it seemed like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to like this. But it's great. I mean, he picks a spot because he likes to watch the action live, and it's kind of sweet that he likes to see it, you know, really happening in front of him.
Action.
A number of different actors on films that I've directed didn't appreciate it until they started kind of liking the process of being there together with somebody that could watch their performance.
And we cut. Good. One more.
To be quite honest with you, a lot of it has to do with how I'm feeling that day. Because you can plan it as much as you want, but when you get there, the situation says it is something, and you have to go with it, otherwise you're fighting nature.
You are the one that doesn't know anything about love.
And that's a cut. That's so childish. I've never seen it. That sounded, you sound like a little baby. You don't know nothing. Beautiful. Nice job.
He's not, above saying, I don't know what I'm doing here. You know, let's find this together. Or let's just try this. And then I try it, so it's good. There's no
pretense about I'm a director and I have to keep this facade of, you know, I don't make wrong choices and stuff. And most of the time he's right.
I want my mommy.
Nick Cassavetes gave an urban eye and an edgy sensibility to The Notebook. Some say he also brought something surprising to a romantic love story: guts.
Nick said something interesting. He said, basically, you have to say, I feel this way, and this is how I feel. And I don't know why, I just do. And you put it up on a wall, and everyone criticizes it, you know, how you feel.
Well, I thought in this day and age, particularly now in the whole political climate and all the rest that's going on, that this was a very sort of courageous act in a way, in an odd way, to do something that was so purely and simply about love, you know, and to risk all of the jeers of sentimentality.
It's brave of Nick, who feels this way, you know, to say in a really loud way, you know, in a way that will be in everybody's town, you know, that he feels this way about life.
I believe in love. I believe in the biggest kind of love, and I believe that it can all work out. Even though it hasn't happened for me like that in my life, I still believe in it. And I think that's just part of being a storyteller.